Okay, so there's a lot that goes into vending and making money. One of the things that is a big economic advantage for you when you're vending is keep your overhead very low. And I've learned this over the 10 years that I used to vend, that you want to seek out certain events to vend that have a few things. You got to pay attention to their booth fee. You should not, like, I mean, the fee based on how many hours you're going to be there or how many days should matter to you. I can't really say what is a high price. I know what's a high price for me, but I don't know what's a high price for you. But typically, for what I've learned, a vendor, the most a vendor's going to make, unless they're at an extraordinary event, they're going to make $25 to $50 an hour. And so if you base your numbers, if you had a 4-hour event, don't pay $300 to be at a 4-hour event, or even $200, because you probably are just going to make your money back, and you're probably not going to make any profit. You really have to look at those numbers, how much you're going to pay for a venue, and versus how many hours you're going to be, how much time you're going to be there. And also, but a lot of people are going to be upset with me when I say this, but I'm speaking for the vendors. I'm not speaking for the promoters or anything like that. Stay away from first-time events. Stay away from first-time events. Those events are the ones that almost 100% I've never made money at, because the people who organize it, they still haven't figured it out. They don't really know how to market or promote it. And with their first event, a lot of times, I've actually only been to one event that I did relatively well. It was the first time event. That was a Music City Freedom Festival a few years ago, and it's been better and better ever since, but for the most part, anytime that I've gone to a first time event, basically what I'm saying, if it's not a third or fourth annual event, I would skip it if I were you. And I'm learning more and more, events that have entertainment are very good events to be a part of, because it's going to bring the people out. Go to, try to set up at events that has entertainment, some form of entertainment, where people is going to come out and see it, because that's going to bring people out. And the more people that's out, the more money you're going to make, or the better your situation is. So, this lesson I want you to learn, keep your overhead low, by choosing the events that's more profitable to you by the hours or the days, and versus what you're paying for the booth. It has to make some sense. That's not going to put you in the hole. I had to learn that the hard way. I was doing all these expensive events, and because I wanted to work, I wanted to be out there, but I was losing money because I'm paying this much for a booth space, and I'm getting just the booth rent back and profits. I'm not making any extra profits, and I learned that the hard way. And because I like to work, I like to hustle, and I had to finally get to a point where I had to really be picky about the events I chose to be a part of, and what I was choosing to pay to be a part of an event. And when I started doing that, that's when I started to see more of my money, because I didn't feel, at one point I felt like I had to be a part of everything, but now it has to now that I'm a little bit wise, now that when I became wiser at vending, I had to strategize, because it's just strategy, that's all it is. So be sure to look for certain things by certain events, because the bottom line is, the promoters of these events, they're trying to get paid too. And I hate to say it, but some of these people promote events, but They don't care if you make money, because they make their money off the vendors. So you have to be very strict in terms of what you're going to choose to do, and and not feel like if you don't do it, you're left out. You got to make good business decisions. You got to make good decisions to make profits and to reinvest in your merchandise. If you're spending $300 for 8-hour event, that's not good businesses. If you spend $150, in my opinion, for a 4-hour event, then that's the same as spending $300 for an 8-hour event. In my opinion, you should not really pay over $75 to do a 4-hour event. In my opinion, maybe $100, but $150. In my opinion, nah. It's not. You have to really look at the numbers and really make sure that whatever event you do is beneficial for you. I'm D Revolution. I will be giving you tips on vending and how to maximize your profit, and just little things that you need to do to make money. And it starts with keeping your overhead low as possible. Guys, have a good day.